How can I help you today?
Take us home, Trevor.
Home is not a known location.
Chicago.
Chicago is an American rock band for...
Yes, AI. Set a course to Chicago, Illinois.
Hello and welcome back to A Stark Contrast, where we discuss the differences and similarities between Marvel Comics and their MCU counterparts. And we're your hosts, Geoffrey
and Dai.
Hello, hello. We are back. I was going to say we are back in person, but I was like, the last one we did was in person, but it was just so long ago.
It was a while ago. Yeah, it's literally been a couple of weeks because we had to amend for our crazy schedule.
Yes.
So Jeff and I just saw each other just days ago, but
yes,
for something completely unrelated.
Yes.
And then we had recorded our last two episodes week after week, which is unusual
way in
for
advance.
us. Yeah, super duper in advance.
I was like, I literally was like, I'm not going to be here. I'm traveling.
Yeah,
so
and
we
I was
need to
like,
record.
oh.
So I'm coming off like 5 weeks of work and personal travel.
Yeah.
Dai's coming off just
it's still
busy.
Busy. But yeah, we had an amazing time on Saturday.
Yes.
Last Saturday.
This past Saturday,
a bit of a family reunion with our 30 Seconds to Mars family.
Crazy. Really fun.
Yeah, super duper fun. 2-hour show. Dr. Michael Morbius, still as stunning as ever.
Yeah, he's great. It was nice seeing
crazy.
The gang and Jared and everybody.
Yeah,
like wow, it felt
so
like
awesome.
a true reunion.
Yeah.
Probably more so for like you more than like me, but oh my god, yeah, it was great.
What a weird little.
I know.
It was great. It was definitely a bit of a whirlwind, but to kind of start it out as like being treated as like this really insane VIP and getting to enjoy dinner first and in the comfort of this back area, and then you get like the anniversary cake and macarons and then the bar, and then to see people come in and just be like, oh my gosh, it's been years since you've seen some of these people, and then to go, oh, you only have to walk 20 feet to go see the show.
So great.
With these amazing tickets. I love it. I know. I'm like, I am spoiled.
I know. And funny enough, that was my first 30 Seconds to Mars show. Holy
Which
crap.
Which is incredible. Yeah. But yeah.
Man still got it. Boy still got it.
Yeah. 2-hour show.
Yeah. It was great.
Like amazing.
So much fun.
And then got to say hi after. And
it was amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Hell yeah.
It's really great. And so how far we've come. But this is not a podcast about 30 Seconds to Mars, unfortunately. So we're actually going to start talking about the stuff on our docket.
Yes.
So Eyes of Wakanda. So full animated series dropped just after Fantastic Four. Have you watched it yet?
I was just going to ask you if you've seen
I've not watched it yet.
I have not gotten the time.
I have been so busy.
The only times I've watched stuff recently, like actual binge things, was on my flights.
Oh,
that was the only time I was watching
That's
stuff.
Crazy.
And then when I get home, I don't watch anything.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I just listen to music, or I need to decompress. I have to just have nothing.
Or I just watch my brain rot YouTube videos.
Exactly. I brain rot. I am still brain rotting beyond belief. For like the 4th month in a row.
Yeah. It's weird. It's
or
so
Twilight
weird.
Zone. Yeah. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But needless to say, the full series, or at least season, is up and running on Disney Plus.
Add that to
I just looked it up. Only 4 episodes, so it's not even a hard watch. It's just you got to watch it. But apparently there are Easter eggs, links to the film.
Amazing.
It's gotten good reviews, but it's quite quiet.
And it's still EP'd by Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, so definitely going to check that out if you haven't yet. It is streaming now. Speaking of streaming, Thunderbolts is finally dropping on Disney Plus on August 27th. So be sure to check out the film if you have not already. I received my 5 copies of the movie. And then I was very pressed because my PS5 won't play them.
Of course.
And I was like, why is the most technologically advanced console in the world not capable of playing a Blu-ray? Tell me.
It's so funny because the PS3 was literally the reason.
Yeah.
Like why?
I know. I almost pulled it out, and I was like, should I just pull out
Yeah.
the old gal? And I was like, no, I'll just digitally download it.
Can you explain to me why when these movies go to streaming that none of those extras are on?
It's not licensed. It's as simple as
So
that.
like, where am I supposed to watch this BTS and bloopers, man? Like, are deleted
I mean,
scenes?
I will tell you this: everything they posted online, that's it.
Pretty much it.
That's it. They really skimped on Thunderbolts. I don't know what the deal is, but everything that they posted to social media,
Bring back the DVD menus, bro.
I know.
Miss those.
Exactly. And so yeah, the film will be streaming on Disney Plus. Yeah, they
At
probably
least bloopers.
do they not put the bloopers for the other films? They don't.
I don't.
Huh?
I mean, from what I remembered seeing on Disney Plus, like
Yeah.
it's just like
just
the
the
different
movie.
versions. Like there's the IMAX 143 version, and
interesting.
then like just the regular
Yeah. 4K.
Yeah. But like, I wish they put like.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Well,
even have to be deleted scenes.
yeah.
I care about what I love. I love
Yeah.
BTS,
Yeah. Me too.
not the K-pop band.
I have to say that too. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So I'm like, let me just like, I guess it's like almost like the assembled, but they're not even doing assembled anymore.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, which is sad.
I love seeing behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes stuff is the best.
So it's like, fuck.
And I know that even then, the FX studio posted some stuff. That's not on any of the stuff that I have. So that's just floating on the internet.
It's on YouTube. I think
Yeah,
a lot of the
that's
like,
it.
a lot of the VFX houses they just do the before and after on YouTube.
Yeah, so I'm like, God, I don't even get to own that. I have to go to YouTube to
Yeah,
see it.
crazy.
Which is kind of bummer, but well, either way, it is still trending on iTunes. People are realizing that they turned their backs on the film too early.
They always do.
Still the highest rated Marvel film of this year. Just saying.
No, it's
Nah,
a great
all love.
film.
Yeah, it is great.
I agree.
They're all great, and they better stay great. But yeah, so stream it on August 27th. Support my currently favorite MCU franchise. That is a bold statement, but it is true.
It's not a hot take in my eyes.
I just gotta say, Jeff, I got something crazy for my collection. Mm-hmm. It is a cast and crew challenge coin.
Whoa.
I'll show you after. The
Wow.
show. Yeah.
Cast
But-
and crew? Okay, that's interesting.
And lock me in, man. And so, speaking of crazy, more insane Spider-Man brand new day photos. Jeez, I mean,
I know you're hating this.
oh, I can't see it. Like I'm just like, you're showing me too much. I have seen too much. But I know I keep telling myself, I'm like, Dai, that's only going to be 15 seconds in the movie. It's only going to be 15
100%.
seconds, if even that.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't read into it.
Yeah,
Frank
yeah.
Castle, who? But the suit is still exquisite. Exquisite.
Yeah. See, I don't mind these BTS photos.
Yeah.
What I do mind and hate is when people release videos of like,
Yeah.
I know what Brand New Day is about.
Yeah.
I know what it's all about.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
And
hate
it's
it.
like even
Yeah.
even like with people like who get casted, because there's
Yeah.
like 3 people who are like saying like they have been casted in
Yeah.
in the movie, and I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
And like so like it's like now you're gonna release like a 15-minute video on like why you think,
It's all for the clickbait, baby.
and it's like
yeah. Yeah. And so like even as recent as today, with the new news that Yelena Belova is going to be in it. There are all these outlets like, she's got a big part. She's going to recruit him for New Avengers. And then the one source that I actually trust, which is just a fan, just happens to love Yelena and Bucky.
Yeah.
No coincidence. They even said, they're like, Yelena's going to be in it for like a minute.
yeah.
She's literally going to have a cameo. Nobody else speculate, because that's all it is so far. That's all we know.
Yeah.
That she's in it, but it's probably a cameo. And
Yeah.
I believe that. Everything else, I'm just like, settle down.
Yeah.
Settle down.
Like, look, man, we're getting Tom Holland and Johnny B,
Johnny B. And Sadie Sink. And Zendaya.
and we don't even know who Sadie Sink is.
I
who's
know,
playing. I mean,
I
people
know.
are speculating. But
I know. I saw that she arrived in London, but that's it. That's it. I'm not looking
Look.
into it.
Look,
Not for me.
we're never gonna know until the movie comes out
Yep, and it's coming sooner than later.
next
Kids,
year.
it's just a year away, so
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
So, all of that said, let's dive into this episode's character study. But first,
Woo.
we're not experts and we don't claim to be. We're just a couple of nerds nerding out. And in this
yeah.
episode, we're nerding out all about Ironheart.
Yeah.
Yes. And so related episodes, if you want to go back and listen to our series review, check out episode 112, Ironheart Season 1. As for the character herself, oh my goodness gracious. So she was created by the great Brian Michael Bendis. You might know him as the creator of Miles Morales, as well as Mike Deodato, Eve Ewing, and Kevin Lebranda. And so Riri's one of those characters that has a cameo and a first full appearance. And so we're going to talk about her first full appearance this time around. But her cameo did happen in Invincible Iron Man Volume 2, number 7 in May 2016. Quite literally, I'm going to show you that cover.
Yeah.
I'll answer questions later, but it has Iron Man and Mary Jane on the cover. There was a small moment in time where Mary Jane became his secretary of sorts.
Okay.
She was the new Pepper Potts.
Got it.
He's got a thing for redheads.
I know.
And Riri's cameo quite literally consisted of the last page where she's getting a sound complaint, and then you pan in and she's got armor that she's working on.
Wow.
That's it. And so that was her cameo. But her first full appearance occurred in Invincible Iron Man Volume 3, number 9, July 2016. So
Whoa.
a couple of months later, she finally came in full force. And that issue cover...
Not even a 10-year-old character.
Yeah. Is Invincible. Yeah, right here. So I'll post this on social media, of course. But we see a suit.
Yeah.
We're not sure if it's an Iron Man suit or something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the issue title, funny enough, this is a very strange era of comics where they cold start. There's no title to allude to what's happening.
Got it.
So before we used to be like, this is the Ghostmaster.
Yeah.
We would get something. This one, they just started it out real cold. And if you didn't notice, Road to Civil War 2 is at the top of the cover.
Is that like to set up
Yes. So this is part of this era of in the Marvel Comics universe where Civil War 2 was fast approaching. And if you didn't remember, it was Tony Stark versus Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Very, very interesting. Not as good as the original, but very compelling just the same. So this, really quick, actually, this issue is dedicated in memory to a guy named Bryson Mies Hernandez, and it was an Iron Man fan who passed away in January 2016. I thought that was really sweet.
That is sweet.
Yeah, and so do you want to give a shot? Guess the cover price. These
2016.
You'll notice no cover. There's no price to even cover. It's in the inside at this point.
Man, it's when you know inflation and the economy's going down.
Yeah, actually. So 2016,
man.
less than 10 years ago. He just took off his glasses.
It's when things start hitting the 2010s, because you can gauge the 75, even the buck.
Yeah.
But inflation, economy was in a rough spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I want to say like something like it's like $1.75, $2, but I know it's not. It's $5.
No, not quite.
No, we're not crazy.
Not quite.
$3.
A little
Lower?
Up. A little up.
Wow.
Yeah.
$4?
$3.99.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's why there definitely came a moment where my pull list went from I'm going to get this, and this, and this, and this every month it comes out.
But
had
also
to shave that in half.
I'm also so used to things being so overpriced that when it comes to comic books,
I'm
just like, yeah, it's probably $10. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, comic books are not supposed to be that
They're
much.
not supposed to be. Right. It sounds affordable.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be that much.
But I'm like, yeah, $10 that's cheap. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, for a comic book, it's never supposed to be that much.
Yeah.
Much like a McDonald's value menu, because why is a McChicken $2.99? Anyways, I digress.
I think I just read that they're about to lower their prices because they think it's too expensive.
If I'm ordering from a value menu, I order 3 things and it's $15.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
A really quick tangent. I came home. I was coming home from work the other day, and I screenshotted my order because I do the app, and so
Yeah.
I acquire points like crazy.
Nice.
And I'm very tactical about it.
Yeah.
And I got like, I banked on their like coupon for free fries.
Yeah.
And then I used the coupon for like $2 chicken nuggets. And then I had something else. My order total was $6. I was like kind of impressed with myself.
Yeah.
Because that's how you have to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be $19. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think I've got like another quick side tangent. Like when I'll get a snack wrap
Yeah.
and some fries
Yeah.
and maybe a 10 piece.
Yeah.
And that's maybe like,
Yeah.
I guess 18, almost
'Cause
20
it's a la
bucks.
carte.
It's
All
almost
because
20.
it's a la carte,
And I'm
yeah.
like, man, there was definitely a time where this used to be like 10 to 12.
Oh, yeah.
And you're
Easily.
like, wow, this is a full meal right here.
Yeah.
So-
So we'll see what those prices do. But yeah, I agree. The same thing happens with comics in that you're fed a number like $15 and you're like, oh, that's a bargain. And then you're like, wait. It's supposed to be $4.
It's a printed
It's printed
thing.
material,
Like it costs like 20 cents to print something, whatever.
Right. Well, and that's kind of why, this is obviously a subject for another day.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
This is why print media is dying, especially in the
know.
comic span. And, it's really
God.
unfortunate. But
Ugh.
it feels okay to pay $4 for a digital comic. So I'd rather have tangible. I'm analog for sure.
I agree.
Yeah. And so as far as this issue is concerned, the highest graded I was able to find available right now on Shortbox was a CGC 9.8, available for a cool $7,500. And so,
My God.
yeah, it is interesting in that it was a variant. So it wasn't this cover that I just showed you. It was the Horse of Apocalypse variant. So
A
it looks a
variant?
little, yeah.
Wow.
So it was a variant, which made it worth so much more. And this is part of the entire variant game, right? Of course, because they're rare, 1 in 15 type of deals.
Yeah.
You have to pay up for it. And regular editions go for over just $100. So see that price difference.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's kind of crazy. And then on eBay, I found a CGC 9.6 for $2,100. Also the same variant. So the variant is hot for some reason.
Oh, I know. Because usually variants are not.
Yeah,
it's-
unless they're like really special for some reason. And personally speaking, I think the regular cover is so much better.
Yeah.
And then of course a regular version of the comic, you can get a 9.8 for $1,200. Very interesting how that fared. And then the lowest graded I found, Shortbox CGC 7.5, $200 for the variant. Again, higher price than the regular book. Regular book 9.0 for $64. And then on eBay, CGC 9.2 for $50. So it's all across the board. Basically, short version is you can get a regular version of this comic graded for a great price. If you like RIRI, you might as well do it.
Yeah.
And I added a little more, a new little factoid here in that there are just over 3,500 CGC of this comic book in existence. So of however many copies they ran,
Yeah.
3,500 of them are graded.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's interesting. And the fair market value ranges upward of $100, and you can get the comic on its own, just in a plastic sleeve for $40. So not too bad. So, the question of questions: first exposure to the character,
I'm trying to.
Wakanda,
Has to be.
right?
Wakanda Forever. Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
Even prior.
Yeah.
Not much of RIRI Williams to me. Yeah.
Because I think even then they may have peppered her in some animated series somewhere. But
Sure,
I mean,
but no.
likelihood of
In
you
terms
seeing
of like
it,
other
yeah.
Iron Man like variants or like versions, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Interesting, yeah. Me is definitely Civil War too, because I was definitely back in comics at that
got
point.
it. Okay.
Yeah, because I'd taken a long segue out, and I jumped back in, and I wasn't reading Iron Man. I've never been an Iron Man reader, so coming back into Civil War and backtracking, I was like, oh, this is dense as hell, but I do like it. and seeing him finally get somebody that was more or less a mentee, if you
Yeah.
will, I thought was really cool. And so as far as her introduction goes, we do have a mini book bio of her. And so for your enjoyment, Jeff, height 5'2", weight 100. She's tiny.
Whoa. Yeah.
little.
I thought you were gonna say another number after 100.
No, 100. She's 100 pounds and tiny. And then her bio itself. Teenage super genius RIRI Williams designed a high-tech suit based on Iron Man designs, thus impressing the man's creator and alter ego, Tony Stark, who mentored Riri and provided her with the means to perfect her own heroic Ironheart armor. And this is definitely one of those cases where I'm like, man, we lost bad in the MCU.
I know.
This would have been so good.
Yeah, in
Would've
terms
been
of
so
in terms
great.
of like smartest people,
Yeah.
where does Riri?
Oof, she's up there.
Let's say if you can off the top of your head, just in the MCU, just top 5.
Reed Richards. Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is
Right?
this is
Okay.
hard. And
I want to gauge where Riri is at.
God, that's
Because
really hard.
she's only 18, 16,
Yeah,
18.
Very well, 18 in MCU.
And he's in the MCU.
Yeah.
So it's like
Oof.
she was able to keep up with the Wakandas and the Shuris of
Yeah, dude.
of the world, you know.
I want to say Riri, then Shuri, then Lunella.
Bruce Banner
Moon
in
Girl.
there. Then
I think Bruce Banner is definitely in top 10.
okay.
Peter Parker definitely top 10, but maybe not quite.
but
Sure.
not Riri. But it's
Riri,
not.
yeah.
No, but it's like
Oh, yeah.
on top there, but they're not on Riri's level.
No, because
there.
the age makes a huge difference,
Okay.
you know. And we'll get to. You're going to be fairly impressed by what we end up talking about
Okay.
here.
I want to gauge like Riri's intelligence
For
'Cause I know
sure.
she's super smart.
Super duper smart.
So, but I want to like yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's like I've botched that even top 5, but that's how it feels. She's up there, especially
Okay.
if she's keeping up with Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right.
I love it. And so for her first appearance, as I noted earlier, Riri made her debut and at the end of Invincible Iron Man number 7 in a cameo, and she was just making the body armor. And then the series picked back up 2 issues later in number 9, where Riri and a friend are admiring her creation. And so she created, she's putting together her armor, and the friend is just like, what did you do? And she's like, I made this armor. And the friend's like, how did you do it? And she's like, I got some parts from school.
Sure.
And so she's already in MIT. And so they're basically alluding she has stolen parts from people.
My
and so
gosh.
if that sounds at all familiar, we have seen this
Yep.
in both Wakanda Forever and the Ironheart series, where she's just going around and just
Yeah.
pocketing something. And so she considered it all particularly fortuitous because during this moment in time, she's like, I can't believe I've made this. It's an iron suit.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, Tony Stark is missing.
Yeah.
There is no Tony Stark. And so
Okay.
she's not necessarily putting it together because, I got to replace him. But she was inspired for some reason. And so Stark Industries is being piloted by his AI, who is Friday. And so there is a visual woman who is the representation of Friday.
Nice.
And she greets people and she's running the company.
Yeah.
An AI is
crazy.
running Tony Stark's
Honestly,
company.
not far off from
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And so as a result of Tony missing at all, stocks are falling. They're the lowest they've been in 15 months, and things are just kind of looking catastrophic for Stark Industries. And so at this point in time, speaking of 15, Riri herself is 15 years old in MIT.
Yeah.
So I don't remember exactly how old she was in Wakanda Forever. I know she was young.
I feel like it was like 16, 17.
Yeah, I think they
yeah.
did 16, 17 as well. But she's 15 in the comics.
Okay.
And so she's a true genius who is making her time at MIT a unique one. And so she's riding on a college scholarship.
Yeah.
She's doing all this stuff thanks to her smarts. But she's still kind of phoning it in because she's like bored.
Yeah.
Geniuses get bored.
Wow.
They gotta...
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like in the series. Okay,
Exactly
yeah.
right. And I was like, dang, this is so on point. And so one day, after the cameo specifically, she keeps getting approached by campus security, and they're like, we're getting noise complaints from your dorm friends, right? Or your dorm mates.
Yeah.
And she never answers the door because you don't have to technically unless they have a warrant, right? You don't have
Sure.
to open the door. And so the campus security and staff now approach her, and they're like, so we are hearing you're thieving, you're stealing things from campus for whatever it is you're doing because of these noise complaints. And so she decidedly states, you know what? They break down the door, they come in, and she very boldly just says, you know what? It's okay. I think I'm done with school.
Damn.
And it's the very moment that she finishes the iron suit.
Dude, that's literally the first episode.
Yeah, exactly, right? And you're like, dang, okay. And so that's it. She's donning her first Mark 1 in her first major appearance. So that's it.
That's
the rest of the
crazy.
issue, you got to remember, it's still an Iron Man book.
Yes.
So they go back and they revisit whatever is happening in Tony's world. But that's it for Riri as far as first appearance goes. And so as for her origin, it isn't until Invincible Iron Man #1, the 2017 edition, so it's one volume after, that we actually get a taste of Riri's actual origin story. And so it starts at the age of 5.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jesus.
exactly. And so they're at what appears to be a child psychologist's office. Riri is outside of the primary office, and her parents are sitting down with the doctor, and she's just entertaining herself. She's looking up at the artwork, and they're concerned because her behavior has been acting up. She's acting up at home. She's acting up at school. And they're like, what's wrong with her? You know, what do we do with our daughter? And the psychologist very plainly is like, well, your daughter's a super genius. And so we did tests on her IQ, and there used to be a threshold of just genius, but your child is a super genius. So in layman's terms, she's bored. And so that's all it was, is that she was just bored. And so the parents are like, okay, I guess we got to figure things out. It then jumps to Riri at 10 years old. And then she's in the garage. She's missing breakfast. Her mom comes in. Did you eat your breakfast yet? And she's like, huh? She's like working on stuff. And the mom's like, you need to eat. And she's like, I'm going to work first. And then the mom tries to and make her eat and stuff.
Yeah.
Very similar to the MCU. And so she scolds her. She's like, go play. And then Riri snaps back. She goes, well, do you want me to play or do you want me to eat? Like, and it's like very quickly you see, oh, she's quick-witted. She's incredibly smart.
Yeah.
Incredibly intelligent. But she's also sassy because she's just 10 years old. And it's that very moment she meets a girl who rides up on her bike, stops in front of the garage, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? And Riri's like, oh. She's never been approached in this way that someone seems interested in what she's creating. And the little girl's like, oh, I want to see. And so Riri starts showing her, and she's like, oh, it's this thing I've made, but I need to get smaller parts because I want it to be like a Bond watch, and I want it to do X, Y, Z. And says this little tiny talking about how she needs to consolidate technology so it's smaller, so it can work better. And the girl is like, all right, sure, that's cool. And then the girl's name is Natalie. Yeah, so it's her best friend on the show.
Yeah.
Then the story jumps again, and it's Riri at the age of 13. And so she's enjoying a day in the park. They're out, they're cooking on the grill. It feels like a good time. And she's with her mom, and she's with her stepdad, Gary.
Wow.
So
My God.
in the first scenario, 5 years old, it was her father.
Yes.
By the third scenario at 13, it is now stepdad Gary.
Okay.
So we'll talk about them in a few minutes, but
Wow.
they're all there. And then it's very clever because in the background you see there are boys playing basketball.
Yeah.
There's a car that stops. And if you're not paying attention, you're just reading the dialogue between the family. You're just like, oh, whatever. But at one point, you see the boys turn around and start running. And then you just see the panels pop, 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 pop.
Oh, my God.
And Riri's mom is like, girls! And they all take cover. It's a drive-by.
My God.
And Gary leaps, he grabs the girls, he falls, and you think, great, the dad saved them. That is not the case. Stepdad got shot, died on impact. Natalie got shot in the heart. And the mom goes to Gary, and then Riri goes to Natalie. and Riri's holding her hand, and again, they're 13 years old at this point. And Natalie's last words are simply, "Why?"
Oh.
And she dies. And so, yeah, it's so, I'm like, oh, goosebumps.
It's literally,
it's
oh my
so
God.
sad. And so that's it. That they die, and that's the point at which we are then met with 15-year-old RIRI Williams, who is now working away in her college dorm, creating an iron suit. And so, in all fairness, the series follows the comics, the MCU series follows the comics incredibly closely with details like that. And they just altered it a little bit to fit the MCU landscape.
Yeah, it's pretty much almost bar for bar.
Yeah, it's actually quite impressive.
Crazy.
Yeah, the ages have been changed a bit. The scenario's a little different.
Yeah.
But man, is it on point. So that brings us to our MCU counterpart, Riri Williams Ironheart, portrayed by Dominique Thorne, as well as Elise Elna Lewis as a child. And so, again, she was first seen in 2022's Black Panther Wakanda Forever, directed by Ryan Coogler. Last seen in 2025's Ironheart Mini Series, created by Chinaka Hodge. So yeah, like you just said, Jeff, it's so similar.
Yeah.
Aside from the point that they introduced her in Wakanda Forever itself as a title,
Yes.
everything surrounding Riri's story itself is very on point thus far, and she's only been in these two things. But yeah, like in Wakanda Forever, she was sought out by Okoye and Shuri, and then she created this vibranium detector, which is why they were like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, what are you trying to do out here?
Right. So she got the attention of not only the U.S. government, but Wakanda, and of course, the Talocan. And then Namor, because, you know, they were previously an undiscovered nation. So this tiny tot of a genius just ruptured the entire MCU by creating one thing. And then, of course, as those of us who watched Wakanda Forever know, Riri helped the Wakandans in their war against the Talocan. And then she got that sleek-ass vibranium suit that was so cool. Mm-hmm. And then she returned home to MIT after this grand battle. But the questions remained: what happened to the suit?
I know.
Is she still good with Wakanda? Because they don't talk about any of that.
Yeah, at all.
So I'm very curious, like, what's going on there? Is everybody kicked out except for what's his face? Because Bucky can't go back.
Yeah. Oh my God, what's his name?
I know. I don't remember his name. Agent Ross. Yay.
Ross.
I was like, wait.
Ross.
Yeah. So Agent
Yeah.
Ross is like the only person who's still cleared to go back to Wakanda. Unless Riri is, and they just didn't
Yes.
give that exposition.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so where we picked up with her in the Ironheart miniseries, you know, Riri continued to create, and then apparently hell-bent on creating her ideal suit, even after getting expelled from MIT, very similarly to the book.
Yeah.
And then she instead was taking small side jobs to make money for the parts, which is, I thought, hilarious, because she was building these safety capsules and doing people's homework and all the things she shouldn't be doing.
Of course.
Basically, the true hustle. And then, of course, all of this activity leads her to the Hood, aka Parker Robbins and his gang, constantly towing the gray area of morale and what it means to be a superhero, because she put money first. She was like, I gotta go.
She has to.
But
She's
I need
how am
money.
I supposed to provide?
Exactly.
Like, dude, you're 18.
I know, right? And so, yeah, it was very interesting because she turned very morally gray for a minute.
Yeah.
And even longer than I think anybody expected her to.
Yes.
And then, of course, we're going to get further into the weeds because we have a lot of these characters that we're actually going to talk about, as we go along here, especially, the supporting characters that we're going to discuss in this episode. So before we get to all that, as for her aesthetics, so in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, concept artist was Phil Saunders and costume designer Ruth E. Carter, the GOAT. In Ironheart, costume designer Terrence Harris. And as much as I wanted to quiz you to take a stab at how many suits she's made, it's not even worth it. Yeah, no, it's not even worth it. She only has 5.
Okay.
But even then, she has 3 actual marks. And that's the screenshot I have on our doc. Only 3. So Ironheart Mark 1, 2, and 3. And then she has 2 additional like customization versions called Lady Ironheart, which is like a kind of like a medieval version of Ironheart Mark 2. And then she has Riot Heart, which is a punk version of the Ironheart Mark, which is pretty cool. She's got spikes on a mohawk on the top of her head and stuff. But yeah, only 5. But needless to say, she's already caught up and then some in the MCU with an astounding 5 suits already just after 2 appearances. So I provided a screenshot in there as well in our doc. And so she's got the scrap metal, then she's got the vibranium one, and then she has the MIT Tech one, the Hood Gang one, and then the last one that we're left with, the Devil's Magic.
Oof.
We're going to talk about him. Don't worry. Just a little bit. Because we got to save him. He's good. We got to give him a full episode.
Oh, yeah.
And so for powers and paraphernalia, simply said, and Jeff, you're going to love this, Riri possesses no powers.
Love that.
Per se. But Riri is obviously just a super genius intelligence as well as a skilled inventor and an engineer.
Hell yeah.
That's all she is. It's all natural, and all of that is clearly and cleverly pulled over to the MCU. So they kept it tight. They were like, all right, your girl is a genius. Done. Yeah. She makes cool stuff.
Being a genius in the MCU can go a long way.
Oh, yeah. And we've seen it go a long way.
Exactly.
So I'm very excited to see how she grows in this particular role, especially with this like environment that the MCU is turning into. It's like, oh my gosh, they really need a Riri Williams at this point, and I think the timing is great for her. So as far as family, friends, and affiliations go, so this is where we're going to get into the little nitty gritty about what makes Riri Williams herself. And so her dad, Demetrius, and then her mom, Ronnie Williams, in the comics. So we don't get a glimpse of Demetrius in the MCU at all, just Ronnie. And so contrary to popular belief and speculation, first off, I just wanted to put this in here, Riri was not named after Rihanna. At first, I thought her name was Rihanna.
Oh, really?
You know, like when I first read about her, I was like, is she named after Rihanna? Because this is kind of like when Rihanna was like super duper hot.
Yes.
And
sure.
It's not at all. Maybe inspired by, but her name is actually Riri. And so instead, she was named after her father, Demetrius. So they took the Ri out of Demetrius.
Doubled it.
And then just doubled it. Yeah. And so the unfortunate side of Demetrius is that he was believed to have died in a gas station robbery gone wrong. So it was very simple. Again, they lived in Chicago. Yes. Not a great hood for them. And shock, he faked his own death.
Oh my God.
I know. And he even spent some time with the 10 rings.
Wow, that's lore.
We're not going to talk about it, but it's a lot.
But that's lore right there.
Lore is the word of the night. Yeah, it is kind of incredible, the road that Demetrius goes through. But that's one of those things where in comics, I'm like, leave it alone.
Yeah.
Leave him dead. Why did you have to? He went to 10 rings?
See, I agree. Leave him dead.
Yeah, I know. And then as for Ronnie, she worked for the Chicago Film Commission. And there isn't much more detail about her personality beyond that. And she's obviously Riri's often worried, twice widowed mother. So she's the Aunt May in her story. That's it. That's her role.
Okay.
Actually, she's even closer to Rio Morales because she's very snippy.
Wow.
Yeah, she don't take nothing from this kid. But very similar, again, to the MCU, where we have Gary and Ronnie Williams, portrayed by LaRoyce Hawkins and Angie White, respectively, first and last seen in the IRONHEART Mini Series. And so very similar to the comic book depictions, though Gary is presented with less love and care during his short-lived appearance in the comics. It's funny because in the flashback, especially after watching the series, I expected Gary to be this like hyped up, like, oh, he was such a good dad. He was such a good stepdad that you wanted him to be your dad. And I was like, oh, that's really sweet. You look in the comics and she almost didn't like him.
Of course.
She was like tolerating him because you get the sense that throughout her childhood, they've kind of walked on eggshells with Riri because they didn't want to disrupt her mental health
Sure.
but they wanted to show her, we care about you.
Yeah.
So Gary's thing was that every time he saw her, he would be like, how about that weather, huh? Something like that. Or like, how's the weather? You know, like he would ask
my
her about the
favorite
weather.
line.
Yeah, he'd ask her about the weather and she'd be like, it could be raining outside. And he would ask me like, how's that weather? And she's like, I don't understand why he has to do this. And so it was so funny. They presented him like corny, but that's all the room that he had in the comic, you know? And so Ronnie, however, is very much, again, like I said, the Aunt May in Riri's life, especially in the MCU. And she's just in an actual formal paternal role where she is her living, breathing mother. And, you know, she's endured these moments of repeat grief along with her daughter being twice widowed.
Yeah.
You know, and in the MCU, I definitely get the sense that Demetrius died. Like he is not in the 10 Rings somewhere.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Gary, you know, we saw Gary's fate. He got gunned down in a drive-by, very similarly to the comics. And so Ronnie's main focus is Riri and her mental health and constantly asking her daughter to open up and stop working. And then, you know, you get the sense along the way in the series that she realizes, you know what, if I stop trying to make her stop, then we'll be on the same page. And it worked out. And it benefited their relationship because they go on these crazy, wacky adventures in the second half.
Yeah.
With some characters we'll talk about in a minute. But first and foremost, before we go down all that, Natalie Washington. Oh my gosh, I learned to love this character very much through the series.
Yeah.
And so,
I agree.
yeah, right. And so as we covered up top, they became friends at the age of 10, only to become best friends along the way. And then she unfortunately met her untimely death by drive-by. And yes, similarly to the show, Natalie becomes an inspiration for an aged up AI created by Riri called Natalie. I was gonna test you on this on the acronym.
Her acronym.
Yeah, and I was like, that's not right.
Not another.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Natalie stands for Neuro Autonomous Technical Assistant and Laboratory Intelligence Entity.
Yeah, you lost me at neuro.
That's a long one too.
It is an
It's
odd
not
one.
even 5 letters. It is straight up too many letters. And so she helps Riri throughout her adventures in the comics, as she does in the series, where she is beautifully portrayed by Lyric Ross. Oh my gosh, I loved Lyric Ross. I've only seen her in one other project, and that is This Is Us. And she was on that show, and she was just phenomenal.
Okay.
She was the older daughter, but man, she was fantastic. And so as Natalie, she is first and last seen in the Ironheart Mini Series. And we don't know much about Natalie's familial history because they never actually talk about the parents, I think. I think it's just Xavier and Xavier, whichever one you prefer to say. And just like in the comics, the two met as children and became best friends before her death. And so same thing. Died by drive-by. It's so crazy.
gosh.
Yeah, they really nailed some of the nuances because even in the comics, you know how the series started out with Riri doing a selfie video?
Yes.
Riri in the comics does these video blogs. So she has a digital diary.
Got it. Okay.
Full adaptation.
Yeah.
I was like,
Wow.
chef's kiss. Yeah, and so as for Natalie, the same fate became of Nat, and Riri accidentally created an AI based on her friend after mapping her own brain. And so I think it was not intentional in both the comic and the series. It was kind of an accident because she was so in the grief of remembering her friend that it just happened. And grief itself is undoubtedly an overarching theme in this show. And the way that Riri deals and builds from it is ever present, especially with Natalie and the role that she plays in the series. And then, of course, as fate would have it, Natalie appears to be resurrected by the end of the miniseries thanks to... Say it, Jeff.
Oh my God.
Say it.
Hold on.
Say it.
Mephisto.
Mephisto.
My friends call me. I'm called many things,
There it is.
but I'm most known as Mephisto.
Yeah, that's right. Because he did the
Yeah.
the trio of voices. Mephisto.
Mephistopheles. Imagine.
Yeah. Oh, so great. But yeah, so big spoiler alert. She's back to life.
Great.
And we'll see what happens there. And then there are the Stantons, Madeline and Zelma. And so funny enough, I don't even think Madeline is in the comics. I do not think she
really?
exists. Yeah. It's just Zelma. And on top of that, as to be expected, Zelma is very much of the Doctor Strange realm. So there's no crossover for Riri and Zelma in the comics.
Hell yeah.
So it makes it more due credit for the series because, like, dang.
Like, honestly, I love that crossover.
It didn't feel unnatural or anything. It felt like it was very...
I love that going to the sorcerers, to sorcerer school.
Yeah.
It's just like a thing.
Yeah. Just so you know.
It's like, oh, where'd you study over the summer? Oh, at Kathmandu.
Kamartaj.
Karmatage.
Yeah.
I got, I was just training.
Yeah.
Spent 3 months, just making portals.
Make it with the sling ring.
Little sling ring. Got my own sling ring. That was cool.
Portals to other dimensions.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they don't have this crossover that they do in the MCU, where they're portrayed by Kree Summer and Regan Aaliyah, respectively. And so, once again, we have never seen these two before the Ironheart miniseries, but they're clearly woven in characters, and they're just so fun. Mm-hmm. They're just so organically there. It doesn't feel misplaced. It feels natural. It doesn't feel like a name drop.
Yeah.
And that's it. No,
Yeah.
it's like, no, you actually believe like, oh, the mothers know each other.
Yes.
And they're into this magic stuff, but
Yeah.
Ronnie just didn't know that
They're like,
Madeline
what
was...
is this?
Yeah. She just didn't realize the depth at which they're
Yes.
practicing it. And so, yeah, again, I believe Madeline was an original creation for the MCU.
Got it.
And yeah, she's old friends with Ronnie. And Ronnie is more of the crystals and tarot card side of magic. And then Madeline's more like, again, she's making portals.
Yeah. She's like,
And-
you created, what was it? You created in a parallel universe?
Yeah.
Or you created like, what'd I tell you about creating things in a parallel universe?
So funny. They're so funny. And she was a practitioner of the Masters of the Mystic Arts.
Wow.
That's the formal
Yeah.
title.
Yeah.
And
That's the one.
Yeah, and then there's her daughter Zelma, who looks exactly the same as she does in the comics. The glasses.
Really?
Oh yeah, full force. Oh, I love her already. So she almost practiced magic and sorcery at Comitage, but Madeline was like, "We're gonna homeschool you," and that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they have the storefront and all that good stuff. And so these two assisted Riri in determining the matter of the cloak. And then they educated her with the knowledge of how to use it against the gang, which, of course, led to John's death in that facility when she tried to go stealth and all that good stuff. But as we know, we last saw Parker approaching Zelma at her storefront, and she has no idea who he is. She has no clue. How did they not be like, if a guy named Parker Robbins comes up to you, don't help him? How did they not tell her? She had the look on
Yeah.
her face was just like, oh, how can I help you?
Yeah.
Oh, baby girl. But yeah, she was definitely my favorite newcomer.
Yeah.
New introduction for sure. Definitely my favorite. And then we have this guy we haven't talked about for a long time. Mm-hmm. His name is Anthony Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. I'd like to go back and do like a proper Iron Man episode in this format that we adopted.
I mean, yeah, because technically he was the...
Yeah, right. He was the first episode we ever did, and we were still finding our footing. And so we didn't start doing the structured stuff until I want to say the end of season 1.
Yeah.
And so I'd love to go back. I mean, he's gotten some crazy lore over the years, but I know you love you some Tony Stark. So
I'm never going to say no to Tony Stark.
Yeah, right? Like, I think that would be kind of cool. Especially now that we have these characters weaving in and out of comic canon. But what is to be appreciated by Riri's existence at all is that she, in this comic book world, represents she not only represents women, but she also represents Black women. And so what makes her so especially important in this world and in the pathway of what Tony Stark has left is that like for instance, so she was en route to rising to greatness, right?
Yeah.
She decided at a young age, I'm going to become a scientist. And the teacher that she was telling this to at first was like, yeah, you're going to be a scientist. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Encouraged her so much to the point that Riri was like, I don't want you to agree with me because I want you to challenge my brain.
Yes.
And tell me it's going to be hard. She's 10 years old when she says this.
Yeah.
And then the teacher eventually buckles and she says, you're going to be a scientist, but you'll never be Tony Stark.
Oof.
And that's
Oof.
when Riri was like, you
Bet.
know what?
Bet.
I'm going to break the wheel.
Yeah.
And that's when she decided, I'm going to become RIRI Williams, not this Tony Stark business.
Yeah.
But beside that point, Tony himself actually did serve as a positive force in Riri's life, because who else would pay attention to this incredible, remarkable genius
Yeah.
that was obviously up and coming more than Tony Stark himself? And so he was taken by her so much that he was like, you know what? I can mentor this girl. I can take her under my wing. She can teach me and I can teach her.
Yeah.
And so during Civil War II in the comics, and again, this is Tony versus Carol, crazy time. And it's not even that long, but I definitely sided with Tony this side. And the premise was essentially there was a mutant that could predict the outcome of any future event.
Oh my God.
And Carol's perspective was, if you can find out, why not? And Tony was like, because if you find out, you alter the future.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I said. I was like, Tony's right.
Yeah.
But Carol was very determined, and like, if there's going to be an incursion, I want to know that I can stop it. And Tony's like, but if you try to stop it, that might make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's how Civil War II happens.
yeah, it's a valid.
It's so crazy.
It's valid.
So Riri helped Tony in battle and was on his team. And so it was Ironheart and Iron Man side by side.
Wow.
But unfortunate for him, Tony fell into a coma after fighting Carol. So
My gosh.
things went a bit sideways for him
Yeah.
for a long time during that time frame. And then he, while his body was incapacitated, Tony Stark, being Tony Stark, sent Riri an AI copy of himself.
That's funny.
Yeah, fully operative. Knew who she was like, I know I'm down for the count, but I'm here. And so he assisted Riri during his absence.
That's
Until
crazy.
he came back. Yeah, and
That
he
is
mentored
funny.
her. Yeah, he mentored her through AI, which is so incredible. And then, of course, Tony Stark, Iron Man, portrayed by Robert Downey Jr., first seen in 2008's Iron Man, last seen in 2025's Fantastic Four. I was just kidding. That's Doctor Doom. 2019's Avengers Endgame. So, like I said earlier, we got robbed. Damn. Got robbed. It would have been good.
It would have been a cool mentorship, but
Yeah.
you
I
know,
get it.
But
yeah.
you know,
They're making do with what they have, and
Yes.
I appreciate that.
yes.
And then I wanted to give an honorable mention to the Champions, which we do not see or have not seen in the MCU just yet, but they serve as the main team that Riri joins in the comics. So where there's Young Avengers, which seems fitting, she joins the Champions. And so that tenure often included teammates Amadeus Cho. Yep. What is he? The Sensational Hulk? No, that's She-Hulk. What am I saying? What is it? Totally Awesome Hulk, I think.
Okay. Gosh.
Viv Vision,
Oh.
which is Vision's daughter. We're going to talk about her for a hot second in a minute. And Sam Alexander, a.k.a. Nova.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was her main team. And then Miles comes in at one point. And yeah, it's pretty solid. And then we have love interests. So it's a nice, short, and sweet list. It only consists of Xavier
I was
King.
gonna say, how do you fall for a complete genius? You know, it's hard.
know. Well, is it even that, or is it just the one-sided unrequitedness? You know,
Yeah.
like, is it the genius falling for the normie?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Xavier in the comics, he had a minor role, but he was still very much her crush, and he lived across the street. So say that Natalie lived next door, he was across the way. And as you would note, they are not related.
Yeah.
He is Xavier King in the comics. And so, again, she made video blogs of her diary. So she had a digital diary and she would talk about him and she'd just be frustrated and she'd be like going off about him. So it's really cute puppy love stuff. But again, he's not in it for a long haul. He makes some appearances and that's it. Nothing too crazy. And then, of course, we have Xavier Washington. Last name is different in the MCU, portrayed by Matthew Elam, and first and last seen in the Ironheart series. And so, given the name change, it's clear that his backstory was changed to fit the narrative of the show.
Yeah.
And Riri's trajectory in the MCU. And it feels like they kind of amalgamated stories so that it just made more sense, less separate exposition for all these characters. And it plays very well. And it ties together really important elements of Riri's life, which is really cool. And unfortunate grieving process. So they have that in common, right? Because he lost his sister. She lost his sister and her stepdad. So they have this commonality of what brings them together on top of the fact she's got a crush on him.
Yeah.
And he's making her mixtapes and they're talking about Star Wars and Star Trek, which I thought was really cute. So they're both nerds. And despite being absolutely mortified by his sister being Riri's AI, he ends up being a team player and he helps her build that final suit we see in the series finale. Or season finale, even, I hope. Yeah, and so curious to see how... I think he won't really play a huge part in the MCU. I think he'll kind of stay at that level.
Yeah.
Where he's just a supporting love interest, but... I see. And then, like I said above, an honorable mention to Vivian Vision.
That's
who,
crazy.
you guessed it, is Vision's daughter in the comics. And so... there's this fantastic miniseries just simply called Vision, and it's a time in his life where he separates from Wanda, and he decides to create sentient representations of what he believes humans,
Oh my god.
like cybernetic humans are.
That is dark.
And he creates his own family. So he has a daughter, a son, a son, and a wife.
He's just like Wanda for real, man.
Exactly. And so he created Viv. And so Viv's early learnings lacked understanding of romance and gratitude.
Got it.
So at one point she's a little excited, she's a little confused, and she kisses Riri, and Riri's like, what the?
What is going on?
Yeah, what's going on? And they have this whole thing where Riri really tries to teach her and educate her, like, because X plus Y does not equal Z.
Yes.
Like you don't just do that.
Yeah,
you can't just mouth somebody. Yeah, and yeah, it's nothing. They're just teammates at the end of it. But yeah, it's sweet for what it was. Notable adversaries. So again, as most of these recent episodes we've been doing, I'm gonna stay close to the MCU chest here and only cover the people we actually see in live action. And so. First up, Parker Robbins, a.k.a. The Hood. And so no major crossover between these two in the comics. Yeah. But they've been in Iron Man issues together. Just not in the same room, if you will. And so Iron Man, again, his lore is so insane. It's been so insane. Like, for instance, we were introduced to Taskmaster through Iron Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, in this one issue that I was reviewing for my homework, in one issue, all these characters made an appearance. Iron Maiden, that's Milena Vostokov. That's Natasha and Yelena's mom.
Okay.
Riri, The Hood, Iron Man, Mary Jane, Blade, all in one comic book issue.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
that lore is crazy.
The intersectionality is wild.
Yes.
So they have that in common, but they don't actually have direct contact with each other. Whereas in the MCU, where Parker is portrayed by Anthony Ramos, first and last seen in the Ironheart miniseries, he has got we'll probably talk about this guy. He's loaded. He's loaded with lore. It's kind of intense and very interesting lore, mind you. And so he did have this gang, which included Stuart Clark, a.k.a. Rampage, John King, Clown, Roz Blood, Jerry Blood, and Slug. But it may very well be the strangest occurrence of happenstance in the MCU to date because, again, their paths may have not even crossed if Riri didn't need money for her suit.
Yeah.
Like, who knows what she would have done otherwise? She could have done a billion other things. But because she needed the money and she wanted that dark hustle, it put her right in his path, and that's how they met, which is, again, very interesting because he's not necessarily a villain that you would imagine her being pitted against. He is a bit of the sorcery side,
Yeah.
you know, mixed with weapons, but still. And in the MCU, it started out simple enough, but over time, thanks to the power that the Hood was imbued with, that Parker wore, he slowly corrupted by the dark magic. And then it put them against each other because, you know, Riri was being Riri, killing people by accident. And then Parker was just being consumed by this dark energy.
Yeah.
You know, and unlike the rest of the misfits, you know, Riri wanted to do good. She just went about it the wrong way because she's a teenager.
She is.
And then, Parker is more or less the big baddie of the series, at least ultimately succumbing to Riri's genius. And then he lost the Hood. And then he was left looking for more magic, which is where we left him with Zelma. So I'm very curious and hope that they continue this because I'm like, what is he going to say? What is he going to say to her? Like, open a portal for me. I want to talk to Dormammu. Like,
Probably like,
you know,
show me how I can get powers.
I guess.
I feel like he's still power hungry.
Oh, yeah.
So he just wants some form of powers.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
befriend her. She wants to help someone that's broken.
Yeah.
And then boom, he learns and then he tries to take over.
Yeah. She's like a sweet little angel. So I'm like, oh,
know.
she's so gullible. I
know.
think it's gonna.
So sad.
But I don't know. I have this mini theory that she's like, oh, I know where to go, and she brings him to Kamatage.
That's where my thinking goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But needless to say, Ryan Coogler himself said Parker and Riri are two sides of the same coin, and the two bond over their shared quest for greatness. So greatness and grief are really the themes of Ironheart. Not only the series, but also like the character, I think. Yeah. And because, you know, if you think about it too, not to pit her in the same pigeonhole as Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Tony had his own grief issues.
Yes.
With his parents and a drinking problem. And so it's kind of like, oh, what is her vice as a genius? You know, they have this thing clutching to them. And yeah, grief and greatness for that one. And then there's Ezekiel Zeke Stain. So this dude's also got enough lore that we could probably talk about him if we really wanted to.
Sure.
Especially if they end up making an Ironheart season 2. But believe it or not, Zeke and Riri don't have canonical history when it comes to the comics. Zeke himself is predominantly an Iron Man-centric adversary.
Iron Man has literally faced everybody.
Everybody, yeah. So he had to face 2 generations of this family.
That's crazy.
And the same as Peter Parker in the Osborns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of that weird lineage thing. And so, you know, as depicted in the MCU, Zeke is very much the son of Obadiah Stane, another one of Iron Man's classic rogues gallery. And like many of these villains, he used himself as a guinea pig for experiments, executing cybernetic augmentations on his own body. Then that's what Ghost did. That's how Ghost became Ghost, you know? And so Zeke's comic lore is reasonably dense in its own right, but he's got less than 100 major appearances in comics. So that's kind of humble, to be perfectly honest. That's the equivalent of 8 years of history, even though he's been around for a bit. But his deeds never fall short of acts of terrorism. He's always doing something really bad. But he has been on the good side of things, and he's teamed up with Tony Stark on some occasions. But, you know, overall, he's still a bad guy.
Of course.
Which is well represented over in the MCU, at least in the latter half of Ironheart, where he's portrayed by Alden Ehrenreich. And so he was first and last seen in Ironheart Mini Series. And so, yeah, for what it's worth, it's pretty similar just not as similar visually. Like in the comics, he's like full on cyborg. Like
Oh, really?
he's got like actual he's like cybernetic limbs and stuff. In the MCU, they kind of like he's gonna get a glow up again.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna
From somebody.
he's gonna show up. He's gonna be like straight up RoboCop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in Ironheart the series, we first met Joe McGillicuddy, which is so funny. Of all last names,
I know.
McGillicuddy. That's Lucy Ricardo's maiden name for people who don't watch I Love Lucy.
Okay.
It's just really funny. And so it was the pseudonym that Zeke took on to distance himself from the Stain legacy. And so, of course, again, in the MCU, his father is also Obadiah Stane. And so their meeting was fated in a lot of ways, at least when you look at the MCU approach, because Riri was hustling him for all the illegal stuff that he had.
Yes.
So again, it's the morally gray area that's putting her in line with these people who are gonna be her adversaries at one point.
Yes.
So she kind of brought it on herself, but she learned.
Yeah.
It's cool. But Zeke, funny enough, helped her along the way. You could see he wasn't totally entirely bad, but he wasn't all that good either. And it all came to a head when Riri dropped the biomesh. And I felt for her. I was like, oh, you dum-dum.
I was like,
You
you messed it up.
And that was the only thing he asked of her. He said, whatever you do.
Don't let this trace back to me.
Yes. He literally says that. And it's the one thing she did. Which, of course, then puts them up against each other. That's it.
Yeah.
It's full circle because, John dies. And then the gang's like, now we got to get her now. And Zeke's like, let's go. And then, of course, once they meet again, he underwent all that augmentation. So
Yes.
he's gotten his upgrade already. He's already gotten a glow up. And so he's fully upgraded and bionically enhanced the next time that they meet and they fight. And he lies to Parker about killing her. Which I thought was funny. I was like, bro, you're not going to get away with that. Are you serious?
Yeah.
No body check? What?
Yeah.
But it's definitely not the last we've seen of him because, he just kind of disappears
Yes.
after that altercation. And then he comes. Did he come to save Riri? I can't remember. Like he came back when they were in that restaurant or no? Or like, did he just leave? I can't remember.
No, he just left.
left and he
Yes.
was like,
He was like,
"We're not
look,
done
like,
here."
like he's like,
yeah.
he's like, I forgive you, but we're not done here.
Yeah, we're not done yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So that's the last we saw of him in the series. Whether or not he'll pop up again is anybody's guess, but I'm sure we'll see something. If Ironheart's coming back in one way or another, he's going to come for her.
100%.
Whoo boy. Another whoo boy. Mephistopheles.
Oof.
Mephisto.
Oof.
So again, this dawned on me as I was writing my notes.
Uh-huh.
Spooky season is creeping in. And Jeff and I always cover spooky characters
Yeah.
during
Ooh.
spooky season.
Ooh.
So I think we're gonna have to save him for October.
I'm not gonna say no.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
I mean,
So-
even though we could probably see him
Yeah.
at some point, but we don't know when. So it's like, and
yeah.
Mephisto's been in so much already.
He's already been in enough.
and the lore
Yeah.
is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I've like looked up Mephisto's Marvel wiki, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's crazy as hell.
Yeah, I can't wait. So hang tight. Maybe we'll cover Mephisto as one of our October character studies. And so again, not going to dive super deep into his lore just yet, but I did want to clarify: he and Riri do not overlap in the comics.
Yeah.
She is lucky. She is lucky. He has not come for her.
Yeah.
Because he is busy messing with everybody else.
Literally everyone else.
Yeah, everybody else. Where we have Mephisto in the MCU, portrayed by Sacha Baron Cohen.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
truly the minute they confirmed he was cast, I was like, oh. But we weren't sure, right? Like they were like,
Yeah.
oh, Sacha Baron Cohen is rumored to be Mephisto.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm down.
Yeah.
He's perfect.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so? You would, or
Oh yeah. I was
Yeah.
super on board, but I was like, because, as people have probably heard on this show, we've been played for years. So I was like, he's probably not even going to be Mephisto. And then he shows up, Mephisto. I was like, shh.
Yeah, and played it. I mean, and for what it's worth, like, yeah, played it pretty well in a way that's convincing of like, oh yeah,
Convincing and just like scary.
I don't wanna.
He's foreboding. He's
Yeah.
very ominous in a way that's like, you don't have to be an Apocalypse or a Sabretooth or a Magneto looking type to be scary.
yeah. He's
And
got to
he
be
does it.
manipulative.
Yeah.
and he does it. Yeah,
That's what makes him dangerous and scary, is that he comes across so calm and mellow and
that's how the devil
understanding.
gets you.
Yeah, exactly. The devil done it. And so he's obviously first portrayed technically by Peter Fonda in Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Then Ciaran Hinds in Spirit of Vengeance. Last seen in the Ironheart miniseries by Sasha. Yeah, big baddie.
Crazy.
Big baddie. Oh, man. And he was only in the last episode?
Only in the last episode.
Yeah, I just burped into the mic. I'm sorry. The last episode made an incredible impression.
We're gonna have a devil in the MCU.
Oh my God.
We have
A
a
Daredevil.
Doom,
Yeah.
a Doom in a devil. Yeah, there's this the spectrum range of types
Yeah.
of heroes and villains
I like
in
that.
the MCU now is so vast.
I like the shakeup.
Yeah.
I want them to keep doing multiple people.
like they're
multiple
treating this like,
threats.
I mean, it's comic book movies, so it's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a whole range of
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, like a street level hero is supposed to meet a cosmic villain.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
bringing comic book panels to life.
Yeah, love it. So, as for Mephisto in the series, cleverly manipulated Parker Robbins and many unnamed others. I still think Kingpin is on that list. I 100% think Kingpin is on that list.
You think he made a deal with the
I
devil?
think he did a deal. Yeah. And if not him, maybe Vanessa. I don't know. One of
Ooh,
them
that's
did.
interesting.
Yeah, I think one
All
of them
right.
did. But yeah, he pulls all these people to do his bidding, and he grants power, and he gave the hood to Parker to carry out his bidding, and it was laced with Dormammu's magic. Dormammu. I like how he was so like almost insulted. He's like,
Like, you think,
Dormammu?
what? Him?
Yeah, it's
Them?
so funny.
What?
And then, of course, he later tempted Riri in the same manner at the end of the series and even brought Natalie back to life while the Ironheart suit dons the hood and leaving Riri slowly being corrupted by the dark magic.
Oh my God.
Girl's in trouble.
I know. Like, I wonder, like, what kind of just things
Yeah.
he's gonna have her do to fulfill, like, you know.
Because, yeah, you think about it, right? Like, Parker, he was just like, go rob people,
Yeah.
go be rich.
Like, you wanted this, right?
Yeah.
I gave you the power to do
Yeah.
it. Like,
And then it's like, oh, what do you do with
yeah.
the most
I don't know if
intelligent?
I don't know if I said it in like our Ironheart like recap, but I feel like Natalie's just gonna die again.
Oh yeah, yeah. We both said it.
You know,
We
I
were
was
both like,
oh yeah,
she's gonna die.
It's kind of
And
like a
even
Ghost Rider
more.
type deal.
Yeah, 100%. It's exactly right. It's like,
Yeah.
oh well, I want my dad to live. Great. He's gonna. Okay, your dad's back to life. Oh,
But he dies.
but he dies.
But why did you like? Hey, I said I would cure your dad.
Yes, there you go.
Didn't say
That's right.
if
Cure
he
the
would
cancer.
die the next day.
Yeah, exactly. So he's gonna pull the same crap with Natalie.
And then Ironheart's gonna be like, "What
Yep.
the hell?" Dad? And then now she's going on a tear, but she's torn, but she's
Exactly.
tied down by the spell.
Yep.
Love it. Classic.
I can't wait.
Classic trope. I love it.
Love those kind of tropes. I love them.
So, yeah.
Love them. Yeah, so we'll see if and when. I know Chinaka Hodge was quoted, like, you know, they asked her, like, so what's going to go? Are we going to, is season 2 happening?
Yeah.
She's like, I hope so. If you want it, you tell them.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
let's see what happens. And we don't know when Ironheart is going to pop up again. We don't know if she's going to be in Doomsday or Brand New Day or
Wednesday,
Yeah,
Tuesday,
yeah,
Monday.
exactly.
Who
yeah,
knows?
so we don't know. But hopefully sooner than later, and hopefully with a season 2 at least.
Yes.
To wrap it all up. And speaking of wrapping it all up, so Almost was, as many may or may not know, Dominique was originally, she auditioned for the role of Shuri in Black Panther, the first film. So she has screen tests with our king. And have you seen these?
I don't think so.
Are you sure? Are you serious?
I don't think so.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it's so great to see. So it's a very, very young Dominique with Chadwick Boseman. And
okay. I think they post. Okay,
yeah,
yes.
you've
very,
had to have
very,
seen
very,
it. Yeah.
very, yes.
Super duper. It feels like an eternity ago. And so, yeah, she screen tested with Chadwick.
Wow.
And Ryan loved her so much
Yeah.
that even though she lost it to Letitia Wright,
Yeah.
Marvel was like, call her back and ask her, does she know who Ironheart is? And she was like, yeah, I'm familiar with the character. And they were like, you have
You're
a
her.
job. Yeah.
You're her.
You're her and you're it. And so that's it. That was it. She kind of had it in the bag the moment it became real. And yeah, I constantly think about it because as much as I am impressed by Letitia's like acting in general, I think she's a fantastic actor. Dominique is also incredible.
Yes.
And I think about how she could have been Shuri all the time. But I love her as Ironheart.
Yeah.
So we win-win. We're a win-win there. As for the future of the character in the MCU, so yeah, once again, at the end of the miniseries, she's making a deal with the devil. And she's already got the cloak on the suit, and she's already being affected. And Natalie's alive. What are we thinking?
I mean, like I said, we don't know when she'll pop up next,
Yeah.
and I wonder like who would like press her,
Yeah.
like saying like who would she like talk to, like the next hero that she talks to, and she's like, oh my god, you won't believe what happened,
Yeah.
you know, da da da, and like
Yeah.
someone realizes like, wait, she's back from the dead.
Yeah.
They'll be like, Riri, what did you do?
Yeah.
And then bang. I don't know. I feel like she's gonna make an appearance, her next appearance, as a cameo somewhere. Maybe I don't know. But
Yeah.
I don't know where else. You know,
It's
like
tough,
look,
right?
yeah,
Because then she's going to have to be affected by the magic.
yeah.
So then it's
Like, how do you just drop her in? You know,
Right.
And she's the only superhero in Chicago, so it's like, who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough call. I really...
Or maybe she gets it's crossover somewhere where she's doing something on a job. You know, she crosses a hero, and it's like, the hell? And it's like, boom.
Brand new day.
Yeah. Who knows?
Fighting.
Who knows?
That'd be crazy. Yeah, I don't know. And so it's all up in the air for me. I'm kind of like, I really don't know.
But this is like comics, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know where a character, like, and a random character will just pop up on the second to last page or last page, and it's like,
Exactly.
what the hell?
Yeah, exactly. Like Blade. At the end of that issue, I was like, Blade, what are you doing here? He just comes out of nowhere. I was like,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's where
yeah.
the MCU is kind of going, because we have
Yeah.
all these characters,
Yep.
and so
All this potential.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Totally at a loss.
Yeah.
But maybe she wraps up with the Fantastic Four somewhere. I don't know. It'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
But
It'll
yeah.
just be like the randomest of crossovers.
Yeah,
And it'll just be like, whoa.
Yeah,
nice.
unexpected. I do feel like maybe it'll be hopefully Ms. Marvel or America Chavez, but I don't know. There's something with the youths.
Yeah. I finally saw a tweet, speaking of America Chavez.
Yeah.
Finally saw a tweet like echoing me of like,
Oh, really?
she's the only person that can travel the multiverse,
Yeah.
and she's not
Yeah.
in Doomsday.
Yeah.
Or at least confirmed
At
to be
least
in Doomsday.
confirmed yet. Yeah.
And
they
I'm
gotta
like-
do it, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel heard.
The rumored new drop date for the cast announcement is the same day as the Thunderbolts streaming. So
Is that the rumor?
that's the rumor. It's either August 26th or August 27th that they're going to announce the second half of the Doomsday cast. So we'll see if Ironheart is part of that, or if Dominique is part of that, rather.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed. Same with with Sochi and
Yeah.
the
Everybody
whole crew.
else. Anybody.
Your wifey?
I hope so.
Yeah, my wifey already got announced, so I'm good. My wifey and my
we'll
princess.
see.
Yeah, so we'll see. As for suggested reading for this character, a little tough, but not so tough. Invincible Iron Man Volume 4, so that's basically years 2016 to 2018. Brian Michael Bendis, again, the same genius who gave us Miles Morales, took the helm of the title, and Tony Stark's going through some weird stuff, but it makes for some good writing, and Riri's a part of it. Ironheart Volume 1 in 2018. Further expansion on the character. Her first solo series was conceived by Eve Ewing and her team. Definitely worth a read. Civil War II, 2016, from Brian Michael Bendis. Again, Iron Man versus Carol Danvers and a little bit of everybody else. Again, I sided with Tony, but I'm curious to see if people actually believed in Carol's theory. Haven't heard one yet, but you know, she gets a lot of crap.
Yeah.
She deserved it for that one. That was a bad. I think even Rhodey died. I think Rhodey died. Yeah, he got shot out of the sky or something, like he did in the movie. Yeah, he died, and it was not a good day. And then Champions Volume 3, 2019. Again, a great team comparable to the Young Avengers, and it was brought to us by Jim Zub and Co., featuring Riri alongside the likes of Miles Morales, Kamala Khan, Amadeus Cho, Sam Alexander, Braun, Viv Vision, Snowguard, and Wasp, a.k.a. Nadia Van Dyne. Again, we probably won't ever talk about her, but she was a wasp that was raised in the Red Room.
Wow.
And with all that said, that's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. So, next episode, now that we're back on track with our episode types, join us as we finally dive into Marvel's first family.
Oh my gosh.
And explore the wonderful world of Susan Storm.
Oh yeah.
The Invisible Woman.
Oh, we're going. Oh, all these lores are about to be so dense.
Jeff is so ready.
Deep. We're going to learn so much.
Yeah. It's gonna be wild. So we're gonna meet us back here in 2 weeks. We're gonna talk about Sue Storm. We're gonna talk about Fantastic Four First Steps and all the good stuff.
Ooh.
Finally, thank you to all of our Patreon supporters and a special We Are Groot salute to Jenny, Ed, Melanie, Ariel, Nats, Andrea, Tyler, Edgar, Chris, Ashley, Sherry, Katie, Robin, Jolas, Laura, and Andrew.
Woo!
Follow us on social at STRKCNTRST. And if by chance you experienced ads during this episode, you can also unlock an ad-free version of the podcast by supporting us on Patreon.
Wow.
And if you like what you hear, of course, review, rate, and subscribe.
Once again, thanks for listening. We will catch y'all in the next one.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm not gonna lie, this shop looks a little regular.
Sir, this ain't no regular shop. But if you're looking for magic, I can help